What is the worst financial mistake that you've ever made? Well, I'm Joe. I'm a certified financial planner, and I want to share with you one of the most stressful situations that I've ever been. Because let's be honest, we've all made financial mistakes. The difference is what we can learn from them. If you've ever felt like personal finance is about human behavior just as much as it is about spreadsheets, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to walk through the biggest financial mistake I made and how it impacted my life, how I manage my own money as a financial planner. So stick around because I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I allocate my portfolio. I definitely believe that emotions play a much larger role in people's financial lives than they think. It's not just about a formula where you plug in the inputs and you get an outcome. The truth is, finance isn't like engineering in a lot of ways. There's emotion, there's stress, there's uncertainty, sometimes embarrassment. Emotions drive decisions around money, and when left unchecked, those emotions can quietly erode years of progress. I've seen clients spend years focused on their career and success, but if they're neglecting certain aspects of their financial life, sometimes a single financial decision can outweigh years worth of hard work. So here's my story. I was in college when I got obsessed with real estate investing. I devoured books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I took real estate courses. I became convinced that this was my ticket to financial freedom. By the time I was 22 or 23, I bought my first multifamily property. On paper, great deal. In practice, it was a different story. What I didn't know was one of the tenants that I inherited was a convicted fraudster. I found out the hard way through a series of headaches that started when the town shut off the water for just a couple of hours because the bills were being sent to the previous owner. That kicked off a chain of events: endless complaints, refusal to pay rent, even convincing other tenants to stop paying. I had to drive out there, deal with courts, evictions, repair costs, and growing stress. This was all while I was planning a career shift into financial advising. Eventually, I realized this wasn't the path for me. Real estate investing wasn't passive, it was becoming a distraction. I sold the property, took the cash, and redirected my energy to building my financial planning practice, something that I actually loved and that could grow without dragging me down emotionally and physically. I think real estate investing can work for a lot of people, but for me, that decision to walk away was one of the best financial decisions that I've ever made. And it taught me something most people overlook. It's the value of time. I think the most overlooked financial concept is time. Not time in the market, I mean your time, your life energy. If you're stuck in a financial situation that's eating up time and emotional bandwidth and maybe costing you far more than you think, this is where business owners have an edge. They intuitively understand the ROI of their time. Many salaried professionals don't always think this way. They may miss that a single financial change, reallocating investments, optimizing for taxes, using employee benefits properly, can have the impact of maybe even a year of extra salary. That's not even counting missed opportunity costs, something that I see constantly. I recently met a man in his 60s with millions in cash sitting for years, and he didn't believe an advisor would add any value to his situation. But if he had been investing strategically over the past decade, it could have been potentially a six-figure difference. It's clear to see that sometimes people don't always see things the way that they could if it was from a different perspective. Most mistakes I feel in financial planning are actually not technical errors. Certainly that happens from time to time, but emotions cause people to make their mistakes because emotions drive decisions. It could be indifference, but it could be fear, it could be overconfidence. A good advisor doesn't just build the plan, they help you work through different environments to stick through it. The market's down 40%, markets are screaming recession in the headlines. You could face a lot of panic and maybe feel like you might need to cash out. It's like Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they're punched in the face. And we just don't know when that's going to happen, but it does happen. And emotional resilience can be just as important as getting your investment portfolio correct. And that's not just mistakes of passion with fear or greed, but mistakes of indifference I see all the time. Corporate executives often might think, why would I take time to review my financial planning when my boss has a deadline or is breathing down my neck over this? When they don't realize that some small tweaks can have an enormous impact to their personal financial well-being up the road. Making a routine for yourself and for your advisor can have a lot of good for you, potentially for your retirement and your future while you're busy living your best life. So how do I manage my money today? Well, I contribute to my 401k. I do favor Roth in that regardless of what my tax rates are, I believe tax rates are likely to rise in the future long term due to high government spending and high government debt currently. For my taxable accounts, I split it into 2 buckets. 90% is managed and diversified across large cap, small cap, international equities, very similar to how my clients are invested in an evidence-based model that's based on history. And then 10% is funds that I specifically pick stocks in. I find this interesting. It's a personal hobby of mine, and it's not necessarily to knock the lights out or make some enormous riches. It's just for a personal interest. I also maintain property casualty insurance, life insurance, and I have an estate plan with a trust for my small children. Most importantly, I regularly invest in personal development, masterminds, marketing, in any way that I feel I can level up my business and my personal skills. My client portfolios and my client financial plans are often quite different because people have different stages of their life and different needs and different goals. But the principles are the same: clarity, discipline, alignment with long-term goals. Here's the bottom line: personal finance is personal. The biggest mistake that you can make is thinking that it's all about math. It's about values. It's about how you want to spend your time and energy. It's about building a system that works for you, not just in theory, but in practice, even when things get hard. If you're a professional in the corporate world, in the tech or biotech or defense industry, and you're looking for a financial advisor to support you, or if you have company stock grants, or you're just looking for personal financial planning, please check out the video in the description below about how we work with clients. It's titled "How Personal Financial Planning Strategies Can Potentially Boost Your Nest Egg by 100,000, 200,000 or more." And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more honest, practical financial content. If you want to talk about your own plan or lack of one, definitely reach out to us. I'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching.